Hi everyone, I wanted to hop on and do my video for our newest subscription box, which is this little trio of ladybug signs. I hope you guys love it. I had such a good response from you guys for the vintage, gosh, what do you call those? The vases with the flowers in it. And so I thought, oh, this would be so cute to do. And we've never done a ladybug theme before, so I thought that would be perfect. And I'm in a different space than what I normally am. There is a candle party going on out in the studio, and I want to make sure I got this made because I leave to go out of town tomorrow for a week. And so I want to make sure that if you picked up your box, you were able to watch the video if you wanted to. So I know it's not like super cute in here or anything, and there's Christy peeking in. So anyways, let's get started. So, you know, you get your box, you get all the fun goodies in it. So I'll take out the project, and you get the plate, the sponges, paint, glue, everything you need. So I'll take all that out, put my box aside. You can also work in the box, and that way it'll kind of keep your whole project contained. If you don't use your boxes, feel free to bring them back to me. I've got quite a few customers that just keep bringing me back their boxes, and I recycle them because they're kind of expensive. So, so yeah, I definitely will take back any boxes that you want to give me. But anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I did was, let me organize my pieces and parts. So can you see I know it's a little bit different setup, so I'm a little off. So here's my frames. I'm going to put all my pieces and parts to the side, and I'm just going to have my backers, okay? And you see there's the design is scored on it, and you don't really have to pay any attention to that. It's just really to show you where the pieces are going to be glued down, okay? So you don't really have to pay attention to it when you're painting it. So the first thing we did was we stained our, oh, I'm missing white paint. Ugh. Of course, it's always something. Hold on. Let me grab my white paint. Of course, like the one box that's missing something. But better me than you picking it up and not having it, right? Okay, so here is my white paint. Let me see. There we go. I'm gonna have to move everything down. There. Okay, so you're gonna take your white paint, and you can use a baby wipe, or if you have a wet paper towel. So take it, dip it in the paint, and I'm just going to stain my backers, okay? Like this. And when you put the paint on with something wet, it kind of turns it into a stain, and you can do it with any of the colors. You could do your whole project stained if you wanted to. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna lightly stain this, okay? And you can see that some of the black lines were covered up and some weren't. That's okay. Okay, so just give it all three of these kind of a nice little whitewash. So I'm going to do that real quick. I hope you guys like this one. Oh, and I have a surprise for the next box. I have a feeling you guys are going to absolutely love it. I know, I can't really say too much without saying what it is, but I'm so excited about it. I've been wanting to make it for a while, and so I made a sample, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be for our subscription box next month, so I'm really, really excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So I'm gonna do this really quick, and just so you know, so I don't know if you saw on the calendar, I am gone, or I'm closed all next week, except we are open Sunday, this coming Sunday. I believe it's 1 to 3:30. We're open Monday, 1 to 4. Close the rest of the week, and then open again next don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday. I'm sorry, it's on the calendar. I can't think off the top of my head. And during the open project time, you can come in and pick up your box. Okay, and then I took a little bit of the brown, put a little bit on my plate. So I know, and if you get your box shipped, I had that shipped out this morning, so you should be getting your box. Okay, so dip it. And then I'm just going to wash a tiny bit of the brown over it if you want. Kind of just gives it a little bit more of a little vintagey look, but if you like the brown or the white as is, you do not have to do this step, okay? You can always put it on and wipe it off, and it just gives it a little bit more of a, I don't know, kind of a vintagey look. And honestly, it's not like, the lighting in here isn't great, but you'll see when you go to do it. If you want it more of a whitewashed, don't put the brown over top. But if you want to antique it a little bit, you can put the brown over top. Okay, and it's just very, very light. I still haven't re-dipped my brown, and I'm doing the next one. And I'm gonna wipe it off. Okay. And I'll do the last one. Okay. This paint goes a long, long way. I know it doesn't look like I give you a whole lot of paint, but it goes a long way. Okay, and I was actually pretty uneven. I don't know if you can tell. See, it's a little uneven. A little darker here, a little bit lighter here. I like that look. So I'm gonna leave these. Next, we're gonna do the frame, okay? Oh, I got some white on it. These are like magic erasers, these baby wipes. We use them all the time in the studio if something gets paint on it that we actually didn't want to have paint on it. So what we're gonna do again is we're going to take it, dip it in the brown, and then stain these frames, okay? You can be as light or as dark, as uneven or as uniform in color as you want, okay? Just like that. So I'm going to do that to all three of these. Okay. I hate that I can't do these live anymore because Facebook will erase it after 30 days, so I have to pre-record them. So if you have any questions or comments, you can't do it during the live, but feel free to post anything because I'm always looking at it. So if you have any questions or if you want to post your finished product. I'm always pretty uneven and I go for more of a distressed look in pretty much everything I do. So I'll do this last one and then I'll show you. We actually do something else over top. So let me finish this one. So first I'm just staining it brown. Yeah, we're going out of vacation for the week and it's so hard to step away for a whole week. I always feel like I'm gonna miss out on something. But you gotta have family time, right? So I'm excited. We're going out west. We're gonna go hiking for the week and we plan on doing some whitewater rafting, hiking. I think there's kind of like a hot natural spring. So we're gonna try to hit that. I'm super excited. I love hiking and outdoors. So I'll probably come back and want to do like some mountain theme projects. So I don't know how popular they'll be around here, but I'll probably want to do them. Okay, so here is the black. So now I'm gonna put a little black on my plate. And I'm gonna dip my baby wipe in my black, get most of it off. And then I'm just gonna kind of stain over it with the black. Kind of uneven. And just give it a different look. We don't generally stain black. Usually if we do the black, we kind of dry brush it on with this. But we just want to kind of change it up, do something a little bit different on these. So we just unevenly stained a little black over these. I don't know if you can see. So that is what I'm gonna do for all these, and it makes them a little bit of a darker brown. Again, if you prefer it more of the lighter brown, You don't have to add the black, but if you want an option, try it. And you know what? If you don't love it, you can always paint the back side too, okay? That's the good thing about these is you can paint both sides. Not a whole lot of projects are like that. And again, with staining, it's very light on the paint, right? I think people tend to be a little heavy-handed when they stain anyways, so be really light on the paint. They don't always intend to, but it's a little hard to control how much paint you're using sometimes. Okay, finish this one up. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. So I've got these done. So now I am going to finish up the backers. And it's really hard to tell in the picture, but if you see, you can kind of see how this is defined. It is, see the difference? See, that's just kind of a solid line, and see how that's kind of got that worn edge kind of to it. Let me show you how we do that. So we take the fine liner brush, and I need some water. Of course, I forgot my water. Hold on, I always got water back here. So with a little bit of water and your brown paint that's in your plate, add just a few little drops of water. I use my let me see. I know I'm gonna get way too much out. Put it in my lid. There we go. I'm gonna put it on my plate. So what we're doing is we're just gonna make a really, really watery brown. Okay, see? Then take your paintbrush and just lightly go over that line, okay? And you're not gonna be perfect with it. You don't wanna be perfect with it. You want it to be kind of a distressed edge to it, just to kind of make it further look like it's real planks, right? And if you put it on a little heavy, that's okay. Just go back with the water and add a little water and thin it down, okay? So you can make them as dark or as light as you want. Just play with it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I did way too much on here, so actually I wonder if I can wipe it off, and you'll know. Oh yeah, if you put too much, you can just wipe it off with the magic eraser and redo it, okay? But you want it really watery, okay? And it kind of soaks in. See, that's the look we're going for, okay? So I'm gonna do that with my other ones really quick. That way I actually finish a whole project. Sometimes I only do part of the project with you guys, and then I always think I'm gonna go back and do it, and then I never do. So I wanna finish this one. So I'm gonna draw these on. And if it's too light, go back over and add some more paint, okay? There's 1, 2, and where's my third one? Right here. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. I would love to help you if you need help with anything. Yeah, some mine are darker, some are lighter. Okay, so there are my lines. So next we are going to, I'll just set those aside, and let's paint our ladybugs. So our ladybugs come with the ladybug piece, like the base of the ladybug, and the part over top, excuse me, which makes it really easy to paint. So we're gonna paint the actual ladybugs black. Okay, so just paint them with your sponge. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. So those are gonna paint black. And then they may take 2 coats. They may just take 1 depending on how much paint you use. And then we're gonna paint the actual shell red. So always, if you don't pour it out, go ahead and get some, blot it, and then paint it. Okay, this is so pretty. I love this. Okay. Then, okay, so our ladybugs are done. Next, let's paint our, let's paint the green leaves, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to take our green, and I'll pour a little green out. Okay, and we are just going to very lightly paint this whole thing green, okay? And it's okay if you paint, again, it's hard to tell in the photo, but the underside of the flowers, I'll show you how we get that kind of yellowy greenish color. But it all starts out as being green, okay? So we'll just, and I'm not doing it super dark, okay? It's just kind of just very lightly paint it green, okay? It's definitely not gonna take 2 coats. We're going for a little bit more of a washed look. And honestly, you could probably do it with a baby wipe too. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take our baby wipe now, and we're going to dip it in our yellow. And I'll show you. So we're gonna dip the baby wipe in the yellow. This has got a lot of blending that you don't necessarily see in the picture, but when you go to do your project, you will. And then I just kind of stained yellow over the green, okay? Just kind of wash it over. Try to avoid the leaves because you want like the flowers to kind of have a yellowy green color, and the leaves obviously are green. So you just kind of wash it on, okay? And I'm trying to hurry, so you get the idea. Okay. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so the leaves are all green, and then this is actually a yellow wash on it. And you may have to go over it twice to really get kind of that yellowy color. It's just whatever you like. Okay, and you can, if you want, go back with the green, and you can go back and make these a little bit darker if you want. The actual leaves. So totally up to you. Okay. So there we go. Then you're going to take all of these daisies that have a little bit of the stem are done the same way. They are all done painted green with a little bit of a yellow wash over top. So actually I'll just go ahead and do that now. Just lightly coat it green, and then wash a little yellow over top. Yeah, if you guys don't have baby wipes at home, you really should get them. They're great for blending, they're great for cleaning, they're like magic erasers. So, okay, so now all of these pieces are actually white. And again, you can do it more of a solid white, or if you want a little bit of a washed white, put the white on with a baby wipe. And so I want more of a washed white, so I'm gonna put it on with the baby wipe. So I'm gonna get another baby wipe, dip it in the white paint, and just very lightly coat it, okay? I'm a little heavier in some spots, lighter than others, okay? So I'm gonna do all these really quick, okay? Almost got it. And I apologize, the lighting isn't all that great in here. But I wanted to get this done for you. So I'm just making it work. Okay, one more. And then, oh, you know what we forgot to paint too were these two little bitty flowers, and those are red. So I'm just going to, whatever red is probably left on my sponge is plenty to paint those. That's why I love these sponges. They hold so much paint, and they're way better than paintbrushes. And then you can just throw them away and not feel like guilty about throwing away paint. Like, I hate to throw away paintbrushes. I keep them until they are like hard. But sponges, I have no problem throwing those away. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is glue it together. Okay. And then I'll show you how we added the little details. Okay. So what we're gonna do is take our glue, and we're going to take, I've got all this mess out. Don't have like my normal workspace here. Okay, I'm gonna put everything to the side, and I'll start with this guy. So you're gonna take your frame, going to, here's the glue. I just dip my finger in the glue and I just put little glue dots, okay? You do not have to coat the whole thing in glue. I always glue with my finger. I know some of you do not like glue on your finger, and that's okay. You can use the sponge, okay? So glue dots, and set it down. And make sure it's kind of squared up, right? Don't want it to be glued off. If you see any glue squish out, clean it up. And I'll tell you, such a good thing I always have in my pocket, pipe cleaners. So say you put this on and a bunch of glue like squirted out the top, you can take this and just rub it, and now it's gone. So these are the best for little cleanups. So baby wipes and pipe cleaners, best things. Okay, so then we're going to glue down our butterfly, just some glue dots, and it tells you exactly where to glue him. Glue, oh, one thing I forgot, to add a little bit of distressing to this guy, I take the green side, I dip it in the black paint, dip it in the black paint, get almost all of it off, and just scratch over the ladybug. Just kind of give it a little definition. You can go over the whole thing, you can go just over the edges, but just so it doesn't look so flat. I think that's the best thing about the black, is that it makes things look not so flat. Not necessarily the black, but just adding, you know, a little dimension, the extra color on it, okay? Okay, so then I'm gonna glue this guy on top of the ladybug. And this one has a little cutout for one little flower. So I'm gonna glue that guy on. And I'm going to take this and glue it on. All right. And you're not matching it up, you're just adding it over top. So see here, you don't want to match it up, you want it to be up a little bit, there, like that, okay? Just to make it look dimensional, all right? So you're gonna glue all your pieces on, okay? So I did that. You're gonna glue all these on, which you don't need me to show you how to glue all those on. You know how to glue. So basically you just glue this, you're gonna glue this piece on, and then again, these just go over top like that, okay? So once you have everything glued on, then you can take, if you have a black marker, I'm not gonna lie, it's best if you have a black marker and you can just go ahead and add those dashes. If you don't, by all means, you can use this So just dip it in the paint and go ahead and create all your dashes. Okay? But if you do have a marker, it's easier, but look, you can do it with that too. And then you're just going to add white dots to everything else. So like the ladybug, you're going to add some white dots and little dashes. All of these flowers have a white dot on the petals and on the center of the flower. Okay, so that one, where's this one? This one, we added a white dot to those centers. Again, the center of all of these and on the edge of the points, and then you can add some white lines to that piece. And where's our final piece? Here's our final piece. Okay, so I hope you guys love this project. It's a lot of fun because you do a lot of some different blending, staining on top of staining, which we don't normally do, but it just kind of gives you a little bit different look. We learned how to water down the paint to kind of create the ridges in there. And yeah, so I hope you guys love it. And please look on the calendar for open project times. And like I said, your boxes will be available for pickup. Or when I get back, oh, you know what? It's 4th of July week, so it's kind of a shorter week, I think. But anyways, I'll be posting it. And if you have kids, I've got all kind of fun camps for July for the kids. We had our Stitch camp the other day and they loved it. Summer camp was a huge hit. So I was kind of taking some of the elements of summer camp and adding that in as a day camp for the people who couldn't commit to a whole week of summer camp. Then they can come for a drop-in afternoon too. So and then we'll have lots of stuff for adults. We have hat burning, candle making, which we're doing out there right now. It actually smells amazing out there. Candle making, more some of the beach waves. We'll do the epoxy stained glass stuff. So lots and lots of fun things are going to be on the calendar for July. So just keep an eye out for that. Okay, see ya.